There's a pretty revolutionary feature in the Crew Motorfest that absolutely blows my mind. It's here, the map. You can zoom in on the map from just the menu, and you can actually watch and sort of be involved in actual multiplayer races. Now, I don't know anything about this feature. I've just been messing around. I don't know if I broke something by just zooming in so much, but I believe these are all actual people in a race. And if that is the case, then it just absolutely blows my mind. You can see these icons here. Look, if this is faked, if these are fake races, it's still quite interesting, but I really don't believe these are fake races. I don't know how I managed to view so many instances. Anyone who played Test Drive Unlimited, the first game, you'll remember the sort of excitement and almost magical feeling of like, was you used to go right on the D-pad twice and you'd end up in these instances. But they were very limited at the time. Now we look back, but these are just, you know, look how many races you can spectate on this island. And the reason why this is so revolutionary for me is that for the first time, this gives me a feeling of a living, breathing island. You cannot do this in GTA. So if anyone remembers GTA 5 Online when it came out on the PS3 or Xbox, oh my goodness, what was it, Xbox One back in the day? The online experience was so painful, spending all that time loading in the clouds. This is completely seamless here. But the fact I'm able to spectate what I think is a real person who is just going around having fun in their muscle car on this island in Hawaii makes me feel like I'm connected with them. And, you know, the next logical step would be able to spawn next to them. You might be someone who likes driving on the freeways, for example. Or you might be someone who likes just driving up and down switchbacks in the mountain. Or you might be someone who likes driving off-road. Or you might be someone who likes being in boats in the Crew Motorfest if you're just actually clinically insane. But now in this map mode, you can actually see people doing that and sort of follow them. I think you would be able to... You can see here, I'm trying to see if I can spawn. This might be a beta limitation, but surely in the main game, you'll be able to spawn on any road that you've unlocked before, which is very common in these sort of games. You can see here there's someone flying. I wasn't able to get kind of see them this time, but you'll have a look in this video. We were able to find someone flying. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you think this is actually me sort of in some sort of God mode, able to spectate real races, or if you think these are AI cars that are sort of instantly generated. Don't worry about the clipping in the traffic, because I believe, I'm trying to remember, when you're doing these races there isn't any traffic, which is why there's clipping. And in fact, if you were to drive in the open road whilst there's a race going on, you would just clip through the other drivers as well. So that explains the clipping. I'm trying to have a look at the drivers here and understand, is this something that looks like real drivers, or does it look like something that's AI generated? Either which way, something pretty crazy is going on here. But I really do think that if this is a real race, the fact that you can just go into the map, zoom out, and kind of see how many people are hanging out on the island is the first time in one of these games that it feels massively multiplayer and not just a selection of a load of different instances. And for example, if you are trying to meet with your mates online, you can just say, hey, meet me at the top of the volcano. And you can go into the map mode, presumably, and just go to the top of the volcano and see them and then drop in. I'm genuinely staggered by what's going on here. This isn't even mentioning just how seamless like it is to actually just spectate and view, and everything is streaming in, and we're just kind of like going up and down hundreds of feet at a time, and the game engine is absolutely handling it. This is a game that did not work for me at all at the start of the beta. Have a look here. If you at this level, I think they show one car icon, but normally when you zoom in, that one car icon is a race going on. Or this is someone so we didn't get that person. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but look how we've even got the sort of tessellation here on the rocks. We've got the 3D textures, and then we just zoom out. I mean, this is genuinely, I can't think of another game in any genre that is able to do this that seamlessly. I think this is like the killer feature of the Crew Motorfest, and I don't even understand it at all. So that looks to be I don't think you'd have an AI car just like hurtling around like that. Because I would love to see that in more games. I'd love to see in GTA, for example, you have some random people just speeding around the AI, but they don't do it. Or, you know, it didn't happen really in Midnight Club 4. That's another game by Rockstar. It didn't happen in the other Crew games. And you see this guy, he's actually driving to the Motorfest events. That is 100% a real person that we just, look how big this might be a grand race. Could this be a grand race that we're sort of spectating here? Let's have a look at the cars. Are they all the same sort of class? Are we seeing a lot of spec cars? Quite a few Porsches here. Are they all Porsches? No, not. It's a Ford GT. So it's not something in the Porsche players, which I was thinking. But this is just, honestly, it's absolutely blowing my mind. I'm the sort of person that I love feeling connected in these games. I love the feeling of, you know, this is bigger than just me. There's more stuff going on. I like that feeling in games. I hate empty games. I hate maps where there's nothing going on. It really weirds me out, actually. Kind of a bit dystopian, it's a bit like a nightmare for me to be dropped into a map and there's no one else there. It's like 28 Days Later stuff. But is that the sun poking through the mountains? It's right inside, the sun sort of poking through. Very, very bright. Can you see just there? Is that right? It should be setting right. So maybe it is. Really, really beautiful map. Now, I'm kind of really missing the fact that it's not the US map. I think that would be insane if you could just zoom in out from New York and then like go across, zoom in on Colorado, then go all the way and zoom in on Las Vegas and then, you know, LA, San Francisco. Surely, if this game does gangbusters, it's a no-brainer for them to, you know, add the USA map as a massive DLC. Absolutely no-brainer. I'm rooting for the Crew here because I remember the announcement for the Crew when it came out, and it was sort of this racing and the cars were sort of shape-shifting, weren't they? Because it had that unusual mechanism in the first game where every car could become a drift car and a drag car and an off-road car and everything. But look at this guy here. He's hurtling up the mountain. And I mean, look at the stunning scenery, the sea behind. You know, he's going up to the observatory here. I love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. Maybe he's had to complete a mission. Maybe that was the race. Is anyone else coming up? I don't know. But it's a damn beautiful game. I love when I go to places like this with this sort of scenery. If I can, I love renting a car and just sort of driving up these sweeping roads. So there we've got a icon there. I'm going to go straight to it. There's a plane as well. We'll see. Maybe we can see a plane. That would be pretty cool. This is the car. Oh, that's me. So that's my car. That's actually me sat in my car. This is a technological wizardry, what they're able to do here. Here we go. There's a plane. So we can also see someone in a plane. Now, the things they need to... Let me know in the comments, by the way, what you want them to add. And I will forward them on to Ubisoft. Because I'm part of the insider program for this game. Although none of this footage is through the insider program. I actually didn't participate in that because I wanted to give you my own honest footage. But I can contact them, basically. I would love them to add a tracking feature where you can just track a car and just sort of be there in cinematic view. I think that would be amazing for creating videos and maybe even films. I would love to get creative about storylines and, you know, sort of creating some characters and stuff. I would love that. So if you can snap on and do it, if you can press a button to spawn next to the car or the vehicle at whatever speed they're driving, that would be amazing as well. If something, just more social stuff, that would be crazy. If you could message people with maybe emotes in the car who's driving and stuff like that. It's the first time I haven't been that cynical about one of these games. Please subscribe if you want to see more of the Crew. Please, please, please. And I will see you. I'll see you next time.